Hello, beautiful starseed, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let us hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Virgo season of summer 2021. All right, Pisces, welcome to your astrology reading for Virgo season. I am excited to share with you. We've got 9 different aspects, ingresses, things to talk about here for the month of Virgo or the season of Virgo, the month of Virgo. I kind of like that. And it's going to give you a better understanding of the energies that are going to play out throughout this season and how they're going to be affecting you. More specifically with this chart, if you're a Pisces rising, but my messages are always channeled and you are a Pisces. So listen for cues, listen for things that sound like they resonate with you, that they feel like they're messages for you. And there can definitely be messages for Sun, Moon, and Venus within this astrology as well. The cards in the second section will definitely be for Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising and any Pisces energy. And so that'll be more intuitive. But let's get into the astrology. So the very first thing that's happening, of course, is the sun is moving into the sign of Virgo, which means that the sun is going to enter into your 7th house of relationships. So think of this as like a big theme for the next 30 days, starting on the 22nd. For these 30 days, the focus for you will be relationships. What's important about your relationships? How can you focus on your relationships? What about your relationships do you need to focus on? The sun is shining a light here. So maybe there's a cleansing that needs to happen. Maybe there's a release that needs to happen. But that's the theme that's going to kind of underlay everything that goes on this season. A few days later on the 28th, the sun does make a square to the nodes, which will be in your 4th and 10th houses. So we will have the north node here and the south node here. So 4th and 10th. And this will be a T-square that's going to challenge you with the basics of relationships. It's going to ask you are you focusing on your destiny in terms of relationships? Are you focusing on the relationships that bring you more closer to home? Or are you focusing on the relationships that take you away from where the universe wants you to focus right now? The universe wants you to focus on your relationships and on home. So family is a very important thing. It'll say what's going on at home with family, what's going on in your career. Right now is really not the time to focus on career. Unfortunately, for Pisces, it's the time to focus on home, family, and being more present with you in your everyday life. So this will challenge you to make a change. Something may come up that can feel like you're not exactly sure how you're going to deal with it, but eventually you'll figure it out because that's what we do as souls here on this planet. The next day on the 29th, Mercury enters the sign of Libra. So you'll have Mercury entering your 8th house, and that's the house of death and change and transformation. Mercury in the 8th house takes on the energies of Mercury in Scorpio, which becomes the investigator. You're going to want to know the truth. You're going to want to ask a lot of questions. You're going to become a little detective in your life. Your communication style will focus on that, but it will also focus on balance and harmony, and you will be able to hear everyone out and let everybody speak. Everybody gets a turn kind of a thing. Mercury in Libra is everybody gets a turn. We're going to hear everybody talk. You're going to hear everybody speak, and then at the end, we're going to make a decision. So, but with that Scorpio flare in the 8th house, it kind of becomes a little stinger, it's like, okay, hurry up, make sure you say what you're going to say. Tell the truth. Don't lie. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell the truth. So that's the energy of the 8th house affecting this Mercury in your charts. On September 2nd, we're going to see an opposition from Mars to Neptune. Mars will be at that time in your 7th house. And Neptune, of course, is transiting your 1st house of the self. So this is about your intuition is heightened during this time. Your intuition is activated. Mars asks you to focus on taking action and getting organized. And this has to do with relationships for you. So there may be a moment where you feel a little bit of unclarity as to where to focus your action, where to focus your drive, where to focus your motivation on. Give yourself time. Don't jump to conclusions. Neptune, never a good idea to jump to conclusions. You know this, except you kind of do jump to conclusions because you're very gullible. So you have to be extra careful to make sure that you're not getting affected negatively by this transit, and that you know where to put your effort and where to put your energy. We move into a new moon in Virgo on the 6th, which means that this new moon is happening in your 7th house. So this is about setting intentions for your relationships. What do you want for your relationships? What are your likes, dislikes? How do you want things in relationships? This is maybe, do you want a relationship if you don't have one? If you have one, like how do you want to improve it? How do you want to make it better? How do you want to perfect it, but in a beautiful, like divine kind of way? That's what this new moon is going to be about. And this is the new moon where we get to start to see the new moons come before the full moon. This is a cycle that's been going on for about a year now. It's getting reset, and it's actually going to be very, very beautiful to begin with a new moon in Virgo, which asks us to focus on being present, especially for you in your relationships. On the 10th, Venus enters the sign of Scorpio. And so Venus is actually going to enter into your 9th house. This is actually beautiful. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. It's also ruled by Jupiter. So Venus transiting through Jupiter's house, it feels like optimism, feels like good luck, feels like abundance, feels like financial luck, financial abundance coming into your life and you being lucky about it. It could also be like overspending and stuff. So you need to be careful of that, because Venus with money in the 9th house of Jupiter can be like, just you went over the top and you didn't think about it, and just be careful of that. But this is also a very spiritual experience, because the 9th house is the house of spiritual integration. So you are integrating everything that has to do with relationships. And if you think about all of this energy that you're going to feel this 30 days in your house of relationships, with all this Virgo and Virgo season and Mars in Virgo and the moon in Virgo and all this oppositions, Virgo, Neptune, Virgo, Pisces, the 9th house, Venus in the 9th, is going to help you finally understand from a higher perspective what this all means. What has it all meant? And how can you understand it better in your own life? Then Mars enters the sign of Libra on the 14th. So he will move from your 7th house to your 8th. And when you think about Mars in the 8th, that's going to be an intense, relentless drive that where you're going to want balance and harmony more than anything else, but you're going to want it to a level that you've never really thought like was even possible. Mars in the 8th house becomes stronger because he feels like he's at home in the sign of Scorpio. He was the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And in Libra, although Libra can become a very indecisive energy when it comes to Mars, he gets a little bit of a break when he's in the 8th house in your chart. So use the advantage of that to overcome the effect of Mars in Libra that can be indecision, wishy-washiness, and not being able to make up your mind and never really taking any action and having zero follow-through. On that same day, the sun is going to make an opposition to Neptune. So sun is in your 7th, Neptune is in your 1st. This is about relationships for you and your sense of self. So this transit, I think collectively is going to be very, very intense for all of us, maybe a little bit too much for some of us. We're going to feel a fogginess. We're going to feel unclarity. We're going to feel unsure about things. This is not a time to make a decision. This is a time to wait till the fog clears. But these issues of who am I? Am I happy in the relationships I have? Like what are my intentions within this space? And it's so cool that this duality is actually happening in the same places where we're having that new and that full moon in Pisces season. So it'll bring up right in between the new and the full moon, the challenge that needs to be, resolved, like really making you focus on, are you really sure? Did you set the right intentions? Are you sure this is what you want? And it's time to really start, committing and working towards what you want. And then the sun will trine Pluto on the 17th at 24 degrees. And again, the sun is in your 7th, but Pluto is in your 11th house. And so this is friends. So the trine will go there. This is harmony and harmonious energy where you get to maybe make new friends, maybe understand new friends at a deeper level, maybe allow yourself to see the truth about something when it comes to friendships, when it comes to sharing your gifts with the world, when it comes to working with the networks of people that you work with. These are very important themes that are going to show up during this time and show you the truth and maybe help you understand and gain some clarity or some like raw, hardcore truth as to that crazy opposition that we saw between the sun and Neptune. And then we end Virgo season with that full moon in Pisces, which is going to be in your first house. So that's going to be really beautiful because the sun is going to illuminate your sense of self, your identity, your embodied self. And so the moon rules the emotions, the moon rules everything that has to do with the moon goddess. It has to do a little bit with Venus as well, just because of that goddess energy and because there's a connection with Venus being born from the ocean, where is the tides that the moon basically rules the tides of the ocean, controls the tides of the ocean. So there may be a lot of emotions coming up for you during this moon, but I think you're going to feel really, really good because it'll shine a light on you and you get to, be the bright star and you get to be in your intuitive self. You get to express yourself. You get to embody the beautiful energy of water that you are. So I think that by the end of the month, having this full moon in Pisces is going to feel just like so cleansing, so clearing, and so activating as well. So, all right, let's hop on over to the cards and see what your spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell you and add to this message about Virgo season. All right, Pisces, let's hop on into the tarot reading for this part of the video. And we've got these 5 cards and I'll explain to you what they are in a moment. I first want to invite you to check out on my Etsy shop, the Arcturus Starseed line essential oil blend or a mist and the Arcturus roller. Both of these are super amazing blends to help connect you with your Arcturus Starseed family, made with clary sage, myrrh, neroli, and pink pepper, coconut oil, mica powder, and elderberry extract. This is good to connect to their Starseed family or to use it for clarity and vision, building a new earth, equality, shared purpose, and master alchemy. Also, I want to invite you to my free mini soul healing retreat, which begins on August 23rd. All the content for this retreat will be delivered directly to your inbox. So you don't have to do anything other than enter your name and your email. And you will get an opportunity to relax, to take a break, to take care of yourself. Something that is very important and very, very fitting for Virgo season. What we are looking at here is the intuition card, the challenge for the 30 days, the season, the overall theme, the wisdom from your starseed ancestors, and the animal spirit. Also, make sure to check out the description below for all of everything that's going on, because I also have a special going on in August until the end of August that I want you to know about. It's right down below. So what are these cards trying to tell you? Well, we begin your reading with the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords can be a card that points towards betrayal. It is a card that points towards endings. Something is ending. It also can be defeat. However, all of these things are, you get a choice to stay here in defeat or in betrayal or in ending, in the realm of ending, or you get a choice to move forward. You have been dealing with so much Lately, it's been really challenging. It feels like everything is against you. It feels like, getting stabbed in the back. However, from this point on, that story is over if you choose to let it go. The challenge for you for the month is the Star card. Now, the Star card usually represents your hopes and your dreams. And I think that with the Ten of Swords, your hopes and your dreams might have been sabotaged or might have been killed. Literally, your hopes and dreams have stabbed in the back or, overkilled. And so this is going to be a challenge because this card is saying you have to reconnect to your hopes and to your dreams. You have to also let yourself be creative this month. Step into your creativity. There are opportunities arriving. And of course, the Star card is the card of renewal. So it's going to be difficult to start over. But this is what the card is saying, is that this is a month for you to start over. Now, the overall theme is the Five of Pentacles. So what's happening, underlying the surface of all of this is I think you feel spiritually malnourished. You feel there's a lack mentality in some kind of way. The Five of Pentacles there's also a feeling of insecurity. You feel really vulnerable. You feel alone. It's like poverty, dealing with any kind of poverty or hardship. I think you're maybe going through a hard time. Of course you have been. And so I feel you left vulnerable and maybe a little bit scared and a little bit insecure. So that's underlying everything that's going on here. It makes sense though, because with the Ten of Swords, of course you're going to feel this way. Of course you're going to be vulnerable. Your ancestors, though, have a message to tell you, to help you to let go of that fear, let go of that insecurity. And it is the card of your life is a canvas. You're an artist. Manifestation and creative accountability. So you need to so the message is coming through very strong that your creativity is what's going to get you out of this energy that you're in. And of course, Neptune has been transiting your first house, especially if you're a Pisces rising. So of course you're going to feel the pressure of that. You're going to feel the unclarity, the inability to see clearly. But you need to remember that you are the creator of your own destiny. And in order for you to live your life and bring more happiness and joy and let go of the things that no longer serve you, you have to come back to some kind of a positive expression of who you are. You have to return to yourself. And that is what I keep hearing and seeing from these cards. The octopus comes out. And remember, the octopuses are really smart, first of all. Second of all, they live in the ocean. And the ocean is like your realm. You live in this realm. There is a little bit of a warning with the octopus. So here's what the octopus is all about. The octopus is about reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. And that's kind of how you feel right now at the beginning of the season, but it's not how you're going to feel at the end. That's why the wisdom comes through to help you get through these energies. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. So this is codependency. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. It makes sense. The Ten of Swords is definitely going back for some more of that codependent toxicness. But Pisces, this is an essence of you, and I think it's actually beautiful because you are such like a romantic. You're such a creative and expansive mind, and you're so compassionate. And you love, this is Christ consciousness, Pisces. So you love others so much that you believe everything, and that's why you get backstabbed, and that's why you get taken advantage of, and like you end up in codependent relationships. So you need to get your strength back. You need to remember that your life is a canvas, and you need to bring your hopes and your dreams back into your vision this season. When this energy of the octopus is balanced, you're going to feel interested, engaged, and very intelligent. When it's out of balance, you're going to feel very needy, you're going to feel very clingy, and you're going to feel like a lack of courage. That's your gauge right there for the month. To bring this to balance, give yourself space. And it's a very good to do any kind of therapy, talk therapy, anything like past life regression, anything, meditation that will help you to bring yourself back. And remember that you are here and you're not anybody else out there. So don't become one with the universe, one with every other people's energy, because not everyone has healthy things to give back to you. So you have to learn to make those boundaries so that you protect yourself, so that you can come back to your hopes and your dreams, and remember that you are the creator of your universe. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this reading, and I will see you again next time.